Now, we're on the grass market in Edinburgh, and as you can see, there's a stall here called Bark and Hare, because of the famous grave-robbing murderers that used to operate on the grass market and in the local area called Burke and Hare, who would sell their bodies to someone called Robert Knox. Edinburgh, during the 1800s, was a very important place for medical research. People from all around the world would travel here to be educated by physicians and doctors who were learning as they went along and creating the future of the medical industry. Of Burke and Hare, because the fact is Burke and Hare used to use the pubs and social establishments around the grass market to lure their victims. They befriend them, promise them more drink. So each of the pubs, they might lay claim to Burke and Hare having drunk there or influenced people from there, but we can't really know. What we do know is that this was the location that they operated in, and this fantastic set of pubs and shops that was once famous for its public executions was their stomping ground. And when the execution finally came, it wasn't far from here, so I imagine many people that would have known them personally, who drunk with them, would have been watching the gallows on that fateful day. So how was Burke, Hare and Knox caught? Well, another interesting point is the fact that Hare and Burke both had their partners involved. And one day, because everything was going swimmingly, one day they victimised and sold a woman called Margaret Docherty. Now, the problem is they had people staying with them called the Greys, a separate couple, and they knew they couldn't murder Margaret while this separate couple was there to witness it. So they paid for this separate couple to go and stay elsewhere under the guise of privacy. Now, what happened was, when they returned to the house the next day and tried to gain entrance to one of the rooms, Burke or Hare, or Burke and Hare, both said that they couldn't enter the room. Now, what this means is it raised suspicion among the couple, and later that day, Burke and Hare had to leave to run some errands. What happened as a result is that the Greys invited themselves into the secret room where Margaret was laying dead. Now what happened is that one of the partners of Burke and Hare just tried to beg them outside the house not to go to the police. She sees them as they're outside. She sees the shock on the Greys' faces. They've obviously seen something alarming. She knows, obviously, this couple's found the body. She begs them, please don't go to the police. Anyway, they ignore her. They rush to the police. She then rushes straight to Burke and Hare, where they're hiding down the road. Not hiding, they're having a drink down the road. They rush back to the property, take the body, take it over to Dr. Knox in the hope that that's it, it's gone. By the time they get home, the police are waiting for them, right? But the police don't arrest them because there's no evidence. The police conclude the guilt of Burke and Hare when they go to the office of Dr. Knox, to the mortuary of Dr. Knox, and there, lying on the slab, is Margaret Docherty, trapping both all Knox, Hare and Burke, not just them, but their partners as well. So the pair were actually caught in 1828, but no execution took place until 1829. And it was only actually William Burke who was executed. Why? Because the authorities knew they weren't going to get the truth unless they offered someone immunity. So Hare was offered, him and his wife were offered immunity if they dobbed in the rest, excluding Knox. So it seems that the Irishman, like many times in history, took the full brunt of this. I also have heard that Burke's wife was said to, or partner was said to have survived, meaning William Burke was actually the only man to be executed. And Dr. Knox, despite basically completely getting away with it, his career was destroyed in the medical industry. And now, most ironically, where the body of William actually wound up was the Anatomical Research Centre of the University of Edinburgh, the exact same place that he had been selling bodies to make a profit. And the judge made a special point that he would end up in the same place that he had profited from at the expense of other people. There were stories as well of Hare, his wife and so on being attacked, mobs trying to lynch them, having to run from police station to military station. But we'll never know the truth. But we do know that those that weren't executed vanished into history, never to be seen again. Up the close and down the stair, Button Ben with Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher, Hare's the thief, knocks the boy that bought the beef. Take care.